What up? This is your boy DJ EFN. You might know me as a drink champ, but first and foremost, I'm a proud father. I linked up with two of my other dad homies, Manny Digital and KGB, to start the Fatherhoods podcast. Each week, we bring you insider hip-hop stories, parenting, and advice and therapy. The saying is true, it takes a village, and we humorously serve as each other's trusted counsel in figuring out how not to screw up being a good dad.
The Fatherhood Podcast. Beats, rhymes, and diapers.
Cool.
Right on. Yo, what's good, Fatherhoods?
All three of us are here today, man.
Yeah, you can't hold on. You can't take me from up here down here. E.
I gotta bring you down to earth, bro.
If you had your sound effects working, would be you'd have some space in there, to
Manny Digital
do
isn't so digital, man.
This shit is so whack, bro. I can't. Y'all hear anything? No.
Nah.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Yo, Roadcaster, y'all owe me some money or some shit because this ain't working. Yo, so yes, the three of us are on today, thankfully, and we have a dope guest. Actually connected to a past guest we had because they've collaborated on an album together.
Dope project.
Yeah,
real dope. A Galactic Love Supreme is the name of the album. So we had 80 Empire a couple weeks back. They kind of talked a little bit about the project and dove into fatherhood. Today we've got C Knowledge. He's one of the lyricists on the album, co-creator of the album. You might know him as Doodlebug for those OGs in the hip hop game, part of the Digable Planet's crew, Philly's own. But I think you in Brooklyn heavy, right? For a while.
Yeah, for a minute I was there. Yeah, for a couple of years. But I'm Philly to the bone. You know what I'm saying? I live out in the West Coast now, but always 215 till I die. You know
Yo, so welcome, man. Welcome. See. We usually like we were just talking about. My sound effects are trash, but normally I have a little clap track in the back.
Right. Don't say normally. Normally nothing, bro.
Hasn't worked in a year,
You're right. Let me correct that. In my mind, normally that's how it's supposed to go, but in reality, that's not how it's playing out.
Well, we got a legend here, so we appreciate that for sure. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
And somebody that we understand actually takes fatherhood seriously, which is always what we want to big up and talk about. So, yeah, man. I mean, tell us a little bit about what fatherhood looks like for you, kids. What that dynamic is.
And currently, it's really good. I mean, I just got home from a couple of shows with Digable. We were in Vegas and Cali doing some shows, and came right back home to my daughter needing this, my son needing this, soccer practice here. They both on soccer teams, so you know what I'm saying? Like basically every single day I'm on a soccer field, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much, unless I'm on the road. And plus we got our animals that they supposed to take care of, but I always end up doing everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's why I'm the only dog in my house, because I don't trust my kids to do shit.
Oh man, they begged and promised all these promises and shit. They've broken so many fucking promises, man.
And let me guess, they want more animals too, right?
Do they? My daughter is like Dr.
Exactly.
Doolittle out this motherfucker. Yo, every animal she sees, she's just like on it. Like I think she's gonna be either a veterinarian or something in the animal field. She loves animals. She's always, every chance she gets, she spits some animal fact, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, for real? I like, it's very interesting. She's like really into it. Like it's not like stupid facts. Like she actually knows like some deep shit. And I'm like, yo, that's pretty dope. I'm impressed with that.
So two kids?
Yeah, and how old?
I have two younger kids and I have two older kids.
Okay.
Well,
All
they're
right.
not kids anymore. They're grown.
Right.
They're grown folks now. And it's kind of crazy because back when I had my older kids, I wasn't as a great father, or I would say more. I wasn't as attentive or as available.
Present.
Yeah, exactly, as I am with the younger ones, because we was in the heyday of Digable Planets. We was always gone, always out. And on top of that, it was just a level of immaturity with myself. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a household where I didn't have a father. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot of my shit from the streets. You know what I'm saying? And a mother that tried her best, but you know what I'm saying. It's only so much you can do with a man child. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Right.
saying. There's certain things that another man got to teach a young man. You know what I'm saying? But she did her best though. And I had a sister, and you know what I'm saying. So I didn't really know. I was immature in the game, caught up, blah 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 blah. We split plenty of time together, but you know what I'm saying. I still now that I see how things are with me and my younger kids, I'm like, damn. I feel you can never get back that time. You know what I'm saying? So I try my best to be as present as I can now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying with all my kids. You know what I mean?
Do you sense that there's any sense of jealousy from the older kids now, like just seeing how present you are with the younger kids? Like, damn, like,
Nothing. Yeah, that's a good question though. That's a good question. I thought about that too, but
yeah.
I've never gotten any real like, you know what I'm
I mean,
saying, tangible
visible,
visible
right? Yeah,
evidence.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
There's been no, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying, they don't sit around like and give dirty looks and say
Right.
shit, you know what I'm saying, under the, you know what I'm saying, there's little cutting little sayings and shit to, you know what I'm saying, to try to say some shit, but I felt that way, but they don't seem that way. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
always mad loving with the kid, you know what I'm saying, with the younger ones. We FaceTime, we go visit them, and they come visit us. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. You know what I'm saying? As far as I know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But me personally, I feel like, damn. Now that I'm getting older, I realize just the real magnitude of fatherhood. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to be as present and as good a father as I can be with my younger kids as well as my older kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying my best, you know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
just, but you know what I'm saying? You still feel a sense of regret, you know what I'm saying? There's things you just can't get back. You just can't get that time back. But just try to be as present as I am nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And so far it's so good. You know what I'm saying? My oldest son, and I are mad close now. You know what I'm saying? Way closer than we ever been. He actually lived with me. Him and his other brother, which is they have the same mom but different pops.
That's his half brother. Yeah.
Yeah, his half brother. They came and during high school years. Their mom committed suicide.
Damn.
And it was a really sad time in our life, you know what I'm saying? Really sad time in our life. And that was another regret. I wish I could have been there more for her, you know what I'm saying? Just as a person, you know what I'm saying? As somebody that's a support system for her, you know what I'm saying? And
How was that? How was working through that healing process for you for them?
no, it was tough. It was tough, man. It was really tough. I mean, we had to go to court, all this other stuff. I had to get official you know what I'm saying?
Custody.
Like, custody of the kids, of both kids. And my son, I automatically got that, but then I had to go through the court system to get his brother to come live with us too, because I didn't want them to be separated. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
They were already through enough. I was like, nah, man, he can come stay with us. You know what I'm saying? I knew him anyway since he was a boy. Going to visit my son. I see him all the time, and when I would take them on trips and stuff like that, where they would come visit, he would always come along too. Like just like my oldest daughter also has a half sister, and her half sister would always come along. I would always bring all of them when we do like family vacations and stuff like that. They would all come, and but I had to go through the court system to get my son's brother to come live with us, and they lived with me through high school, and then after high school, they went off and did their own thing. They now have their own house together in Jersey,
Oh, dope.
and they doing well. I'm very proud of them. I'm very very proud of them. We went through some shit though. We went through some shit. Don't trust me, man.
Yo,
Hold
it's.
on.
I mean, you ain't got to say it. It sounds
Oh,
like it.
son, we went through
That's
some
the.
shit, yeah. Because I mean, they lost their mom. They going through some shit, and then the half brother, really feels, you know what I'm saying, really low because he like I'm not really his physical,
Right.
father. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So he feels like he's just by himself. He feels alone. I'm trying my best to connect with him so that he feels like he's a part of the family. I've known him since he was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? So me and him have that connection, but he still feels a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And as a teen, that teen angst, he still feels a certain way. So I mean, we went through a lot of shit, man. I mean, I had selling weed, in school, cops coming to my door, and you know what I'm
Mm.
saying, stealing cars, and
Oh
it
man.
was a lot of shit going on, man. I was like, damn, son. I mean, like this is like karma or some shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh shit. Like, oh man. So, but when we went through that, and we came out the better for it, though. We came out the better for it. It was a lot of trauma, but it was a lot of love there too.
That's real big of you though to take on, to try to really include the other kids in the family dynamic.
I tried to, man.
Like
I
I don't think
tried.
a lot of men would do that.
Nah, they wouldn't.
Nah, I mean, you think about it, like a lot of dudes who have their own kid, like that is a lot, especially if
Yeah,
they're
it is. It is.
separated from the
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
That. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
especially if you got drama with the mama, you know what I'm saying? That even makes it that's a
Yeah.
whole other
Yeah.
layer of that you gotta deal with, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. So you're how? What's the age difference between the two oldest, so the younger of the two oldest, and the older of your two youngest?
It's a big gap, son. It's a big
20? We
my
talking
oldest
20?
my oldest is 30. My
Okay.
oldest daughter, Amina, she's 30. My oldest son, Taj, he's 28.
Okay.
And my youngest son is 14, and my youngest daughter is 10.
So you got a 14-year gap between the
Yeah.
youngest of your first two
Yeah, I took a
and the
little break.
oldest of,
I thought it was over. I thought it was over, but nah, it wasn't over for
But
me.
you
and
got
then
busy early though.
here come the diapers.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
So
all right, so it was a 14-year gap between kind of the two sets of kids, right? And then obviously there's a lot of maturity, growth, and just sense of awareness and all these things that life brought to you.
yeah, yeah.
Now
But
you
I think a lot, not to cut you off, not to cut your
nah,
wisdom, but I think a lot of it had to do with me the second time around was my wife. You know what I'm
the
saying?
the
She was a
partner you
yeah, she was a stabilizing force in my life that made it a lot easier for me, you know what I'm saying, that transition, you know what I'm saying? And helping to make me be able to be a better father. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She was really a great partner in that situation. You know what I'm saying? She was very welcoming to kids that weren't her kids. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you set
That
the
says a
So
lot
table.
about her.
yeah, so that
Yeah.
was beautiful.
It's funny you say that. I mean, I don't have the same dynamic, but I was married once, and I noticed, and we didn't have kids, but I quickly decided that wasn't for me. But when I remarried and we started having kids, I know like the stability that my partner, she brought to the table,
Yeah,
and she kind of, I'm a big basketball guy, and I know you into sports too. So like, she was alley ooping me opportunities left and right to like fit.
What's up with the Knicks, dude?
It's
What's
all
going
about the
on,
Knicks
man?
right now, son.
What
It's all
happened
about.
last night?
Sorry, C. Sorry, C.
yeah, that's all good. I'm a Sixers fan.
I know you are. I know.
But I fuck with the Knicks though. I mess with the Knicks. I definitely
Yeah.
mess with the Knicks.
So she kept putting me in situations like because sometimes your spouse or your partner might just like be like, "Yo, fuck it, you figure it out," right?
Right.
And you might come through and make some mistakes, and then shit that is hard to sometimes come back from because moms tend to have like more maturity, but also like this intuition that's
Yeah.
like a cheat code sometimes. And so she was able to kind of like hand that off sometimes to me and put me
Yeah.
in situations where I could be more aware of the decisions I was making. I fuck up a lot as a parent, don't get me wrong.
And
But
we all do. We human, man.
yeah, but
Uh,
like she was able to help me kind of really back off of some dumb shit sometimes. Like even just like spazzing on my kid for like the dumbest shit sometimes.
yeah, yeah,
She would be like, "Yo, before you go next level over here, think about this, that, and the third."
yeah. So,
But having that trust in that partner to let them guide you sometimes is gold. And so it sounds
yeah,
like that's something like what you
yeah,
got.
yeah, it is exactly.
Yeah.
Uh,
And when you were younger and Digables, I mean, shit, big as
Astronomical.
hell, right? All all over. Like, what was that? That must have been tough to come. Like, you're on the road or whatever, or to come out of that scenario and take a break to then turn into dad. You know what I mean? Like, how hard was that to kind of reset and then go back out and come back in? Because I'm sure that there's people who had, nowadays just who have that same dilemma if their career is big or there's a lot of shit going on in that world.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is, I love what I do. I love my kids. So when I do come home, I get with the kids and the family and the wife and all that. It's lovely. And sometimes then they get a call like, "Oh, we got these shows coming up." That I'm like, "Damn, I don't want to go." Even though I do want to go, I be
Right.
like, "It's hard," you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, then I got to leave my wife with all this extra. We got a team thing going, you know what I'm saying? It's a dynamic. And when I leave, she got to double down, you know what I'm saying? Do things that she don't normally have to do when I'm here, you know what I'm saying? So I feel that kind of guilt, you know what I'm saying, when I'm leaving too. But I enjoy what I do, so I love it. And a lot of times, the good thing about it is that I'm able to bring them along. They've come to a lot of shows with me, you know what I'm saying, and rolled with me. So that makes it good too.
Yeah,
Have
that
any of the
helps.
kids tried to dive into music?
A little bit, a little bit. My oldest son, Taj, was doing music for a minute. He's still doing music, but he's more mainly focused on film right now. And but he was into music and all that. I helped him put together a couple of mixtapes when he was younger, you know what I'm saying, that he was doing. And my youngest daughter is into music. She's right now in her school choir. And in fact, they have like a concert, end of the year concert coming up like next week. I'm going to. I'm looking forward to that. See what they came up with. And my son is not really like he's more like on like uh coding, computers, video games. You know what I'm saying? He's into that more like
Right.
he's into more of that world. You know what I'm saying?
The tech
But
side.
he's good at it. I used to force them to. We got like keyboards and shit like that in the house, and I used to force them to play the piano. Y'all wanted them to learn, get a little foundation. You know what I'm saying? And they was fighting me and fighting me on it all the time. But actually, my son, he was really fighting me on that time. But he was actually kind of good. He was actually starting to get really good. Both of them were actually getting good, and they both fought me on it. Then I tried to teach them the guitar. They was fighting me on that. It was always a battle and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, right now, it's just strictly athletics. I'm gonna slowly get them back into the music thing. But my daughter is, I'm very proud that she's into the singing thing. She's like really into singing. She likes singing. She likes doing art. She sits around the house doing arts and crafts. Her and my wife and myself sometimes gets dragged into Michael's arts and crafts store like
Yeah.
all day long. You know what I'm saying? So
Did you
that's beautiful.
when your oldest was doing the mixtapes, did you have any hesitation at all, knowing
Yeah, I
like
wanted to
ups and
ask
downs
that.
of the music biz? Like, did you
Nah,
want him
nah,
to go
nah,
that route?
nah, nah, nah. I mean, because for real, first and foremost, for me, it was always a love and a passion. It was never really about. I grew up in a time when it wasn't really the cult. It wasn't really like a mainstream thing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It was just the love. You had to love this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you wasn't getting really paid for it. Might get a few dollars here and there at a certain club or blah 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 blah. It depends on once you built up a local reputation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Where you deserved it. For the most part, we were just doing it because we liked to do it. It was fun. The girls was there. You know what I'm saying? It was just a thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just a thing to do. And then when money started getting into it, it changed it up a lot. You know what I'm saying? I told my son, um, of course, I gave him the story of you know what I'm saying, how the industry jerks you and blah blah. You gotta watch you always gotta anybody that's on your squad, you gotta make sure that everybody's doing something. You can't have no hang arounders and shit like that. I learned the hard way. You know, when you're with your crew, it's like you know what I'm saying. It's all love and fun, and we just having fun. It's hip hop, you know what I'm saying. But you don't really think about that. But you go out that, but you have to have a business mind state when you're doing this. You know what I'm saying. Especially nowadays with the way the industry has turned. You know what I'm saying. So I give him that advice, but at the same time, I let him just do what he do. You know what I'm saying. Be free with it because that's what it really is. It's an expression. You know what I'm saying.
Very
And
creative.
I don't want
Right.
to get him to get so jaded by it and caught up in all that the business drama side that you lose passion for the creative side. You know what I'm saying? So I let him do his thing. I gave him little tips and you know what I'm saying? He's been a couple of shows, he's been backstages. He's seen a lot of that behind the scenes stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he knows he's cool. He's good though. But he's not really like pursuing it like pursuing it. He just does it. I think it's as an outlet. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? As of expression. He's really right now. He's a bartender. He bartends at different clubs and bars throughout Brooklyn and Jersey, and he's really hardcore on his film. Him and his partners from He grew up, him and his mom when we were younger. He grew up in Gutenberg, New Jersey, out there and out that way and shit. So him and all his friends from out there in Gutenberg, they started this little film company and they do like commercials and independent films and stuff like that. And I'm very proud of them. They're doing really well. They in a couple of film festivals and won a couple of independent film awards. So they've been doing well.
That's dope.
Nice.
It was dope.
So your kids are in a good spot. I mean, the older two, they're in a good spot. The younger two, you feel like, there's in and out, but you have that kind of foundation that's kind of, set up for them. When you think about just like you constantly on the go still today, right? You got this new project. I'm sure there's a bunch of tour dates and stuff as a result of that too. It's going to change things up over the next few months. Um, how do you adjust? Because like again, like the sporadic nature of how this all translates for you. I know you mentioned your wife holds it down, but like, do you find like your kids push you or need you more in certain cases? Like, how do you manage all that?
Luckily, I mean, I got a very understanding wife that helps me co-manage this whole situation, you know what I'm saying? And I got really cool kids, you know what I'm saying, that also very, very pliable, they're very understanding, you know what I'm saying? And they love it, in fact, you know what I'm
And they
saying?
they get it.
They get it. Yeah, they get
They
it. They
get
get
it.
it now more
That's
than
big,
they
man.
did before.
Hmm.
Before they didn't really understand it as well as much, but now they really get it. They really get it. You know what I'm saying? These kids nowadays, they're very smart. They're way smarter than we were when we were younger, when we were young. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot more real life and adult situations are in their face than there was when we were coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would imagine that you have also a little bit more control over your schedule than
Yeah,
obviously than before.
yeah, I definitely do.
Even though the
But
group dynamic that might make it difficult too because
yeah.
if you can't go, does that changes what the group can do?
That's true. That is true. And it's happened a few times because, you know what I'm saying, my partner Ish also has another group called Shabazz Palaces.
Hmm.
And there's a times when he has to go tour with that. You know what I'm saying? So we can't tour with Digable Planets. And sometimes Ladybug is doing something. She does like voiceovers and she works on these other little projects and stuff in LA. And when she's doing something like that, we can't tour. But we found a groove though, over the years though, we found a groove between the three of us that's allowed it so it didn't really like hinder anybody's situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
It didn't
hard.
hinder anybody's situation. It is hard. And don't sleep. It wasn't easy. It took years and years of putting this together, us being mad at each other, breaking up, coming
Yeah.
back, you know what I'm saying, doing, you know what I'm saying? Like it took years for us to finally get it to this point, you know, and it's still a work in progress to be honest with you. But it's way better than it's ever been.
We
Even in our, I think even in our early 90 days, this is the best we've ever been as a crew. Even though then we was just straight young passion, you know what I'm saying? Just young hip hop. Da, 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 da. I think now though, because of all the things we've been through together and the fact that we can still do this, because there's a lot of groups that it can't say that, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like this iteration is like even greater, you know what I'm saying? Because the fact that we still can be cool together, go through the drama, and this time around, it not make us break up. You know what I'm saying? This time around, we talk about it. This time around, you know what I'm saying? We figured it out in some kind of way, in a better way than we did when we was younger. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
That
different
wisdom.
mutual respect than probably before. It was you
Yeah,
guys were young
yeah,
and immature,
yeah, yeah.
and now y'all know y'all grown people with grown people lives.
Yeah, true. And I think we also understand, I think we've also come to the point where we all understand how important this group is for all of us, all of our, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We not taking it for granted. You know what I'm saying? Because in this industry, you could be a one hit wonder and then never be heard from again. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And the fact that we haven't had a song on the radio in like 30 years, you know what I'm saying? And that people still come to these shows and still book us and our booking agent is still calling and like the phone is still ringing is I
That's a
mean, it's a
blessing, man.
blessing, it's a
Yeah.
testament to hard work and discipline and sticking to it, but it's a lot of luck, good timing, you know what I'm saying? And being a part of that, we came out at the right time. That era we came out in, it's very nostalgic now. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
people are like, damn, they not saying that because of what the modern landscape is a certain way, even though it might be. But I think people from our generation are still listening to music, still consuming, still going to shows. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, when we go at the shows that we do, I notice there's like 10-year-olds there, 7-year-olds, and all ages in between. I'm like, damn, it trips me out how music bridges that gap. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And that
wild.
must be dope for the kids to for the families to see that, to see the impact you guys have had.
Yeah, it's wild because a lot of these people come and they bring their whole family, and and after the show we'll talk to them and they'll be like, "Yo, I loved your song, your music. It got me through this and that in my life, and da, 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 da. And when I had my kids, I played it for them, and I told them the story, and then da, 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 and now they're gigantic fans." And da, da. I'm like, "Yo, I mean, it's crazy." And then there's some kids that they just found it on their own. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
they come to the shows and they like big fans and they know more shit about what's going on what we did and what we're doing than
Okay.
sometimes than we do. You know what I'm saying? It feels like
But
it's wild though.
it's interesting because like as a parent, and I'm sure all of y'all can. We talk about it on the pod all the time, but like I'm sure you can attest to this too. Like you be in a car, you be listening. Like now I'm listening to like the oldie station, right? Which is like here in New York is 94.7 The Block or like 107 point. You know what I mean? Kiss. I guess it's still WBLS. Um, and the kids over time there's a few things that'll pop up, they're like, oh, and then they just automatically becomes part of their subconscious. I feel like
Yeah.
Rebirth and Slick, uh like that song has that timeless kind of vibe to it because it's a fun song, but then the melody's ill, and I'm so that to me is an easy connection point to like bridge the generational gap. But the question I have is like all of y'all still are able to keep that same flow vibe and have it ride with time and kind of evolve and still be relevant. Because like a Galactic Love Supreme, like and not because you're on here. Like I genuinely love that fucking album. And I've
That's what's
played that
up.
shit a ton of times. And
Yeah,
it's
that's what's
still
up.
like it takes me back to like it's new, but it still has a lot of the old shit that I know Digable Planets for.
Yeah, yeah.
So how the fuck? How are you able to a do it, but also like have it stick to a point where it still provides for you and your family? Because that to me is like the wild piece.
Man, I don't have any like voodoo or any magic tricks that I do.
Mhm.
I don't know what I do. I just do it. I just do what
It's
I
just
do.
passion,
It's
and you just let
passion.
it out.
I guess there's a certain niche group of fans that relate to that shit and gravitate towards it. You know what I'm saying? And they support it. And luckily they support it. That's the part. That's the key part right there. They
Yeah.
support it. You know what I'm saying? Because some people just listen, oh yeah, that's cool. I like that, da, 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 da," and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like I hear mad songs on the radio when I'm driving throughout the city or whatever, or I'm on tour, whatever, that I hear it and it's cool, but I don't go actually go buy it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some of it I do, but some of it just passes me by. And I'm like, oh, that was cool. That was just part of that soundscape for that moment. And I just keep it moving. So the fact that these fans are out here still supporting us and whatever different variation that we coming at them is crazy, man. It's real crazy. And I'm here for all of it.
So
So
what do
is
you?
there gonna be a new Digable album?
Huh.
Oh man, I don't know, man. Be honest with you, to be honest, I don't know. But at the same time, we are talking about it. We are definitely talking about it. Ideas are floating. People are talking, trying to figure out logistics. We'll see. I mean, the key thing is follow through, and we'll see. We'll see.
All
I
right, fuck
mean,
it. We're gonna call that breaking news on the podcast.
I ain't promise anything, but we'll see. I definitely want to do it, but we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
that should be. I mean, you because like I'm sure you get the vibe like when you do your own thing, and then Shabazz is doing his own thing, and
Uh,
then you know what I
uh,
mean, like
uh,
the
uh,
combination of things under the banner of Diggable Planets, like phase two
uh.
type shit.
Yeah,
That
I
could
mean, we getting closer because shit. I mean, I got fucking Ish to drop a verse on this Galactic Love Supreme
yeah,
album. You know
I
what I'm
peeped
saying?
that.
So, and me and him ain't did a song together in a long time. So, but yo, that right there is a good first step. That's a
Was
great
that
first
that
step.
was deliveries, right?
Yeah, deliveries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's tough. That's a tough
yeah,
track.
yeah.
Have you passed along, or how influential at all has the like 5% lesson in teaching's been with your kids?
Been pretty. I mean, it's pretty just natural. I mean,
Yeah.
since they were little, that's all they heard around the house. You know what I'm saying? But then they go out into the real world. Their friends are Christians, Muslims, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We know a few Buddhists. They go to their school. You know what I'm saying? They're all different religions, and they getting like, and they coming home with questions, and they hear their friends say, all their friends talking about this, that. Then they come home, and you just explain it to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. I don't force nothing on nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a natural flow. But the 5% teachings is something that I grew up on, and they grew up on it too, and they growing on. They know what time it is with it and all that, and they also get introduced to a whole lot of other cultures, and it's making them, they open their eye like but and then they come home, they have the questions, and I answer them, and they like, oh, okay, cool, all right. And so I'm cool, I'm good with it, and but I'm not forcing them to be like, how you see today's supreme math, you know what I'm saying? I ain't doing it like that, you know what I'm saying? Until they get to a certain age, you know what I'm saying? I might, but they know and understand the culture, they know and understand student enrollment, you know what I'm saying, and supreme mathematics, the alphabets, and the 120, and what it's all about, the Nation of Islam, and you know what I'm saying. They know what they know. They know the terms. They know how to. They know the peace sign, and they know. But
I think it helps
I'm
help
not
you think
forcing them. I'm not forcing them into anything. You know what I'm saying. I want them to see it and feel it. You know what I'm saying. Just natural. Just natural. Like because when I grew up, my grandparents, I love them to death, and may they rest in peace. They forced us into Christianity, and
right.
they were like, "Yo, come to," and a couple of times we go to their house and go to church, and then other times they call like, "You coming? Yeah, yeah, we coming." And then I wouldn't show up. Then we wouldn't show up on Sunday. So then they started going to my house on Saturday night and picking me and my sister up, making us go
Wow.
spend the night at their house, and make
Yeah.
sure we was gonna be up at that church that next day, boy.
You gonna eat
Uh,
you some Jesus
you
tonight.
gonna
Don't
eat you some
worry.
Jesus. You gonna love every minute of it. Yeah, but that was
You,
cool though.
you
That was
think it's
cool.
helped them form like a good like a moral compass? I wonder sometimes like with kids who call it religion, call it whatever you want, but if you don't have something at home that there's I guess that the parents
Some
are helping
foundation.
some kind of
Yeah.
foundation
Yeah,
to help give kids an understanding of
yeah,
where
yeah. Their foundation's always been, and I never really put it in a format of like this is the 5%.
yeah.
I told them like it's our mantra is freedom, justice, and equality, which is a tenet of the 5%. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You know what I'm saying? Things, words that they already heard before. It's just natural to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a natural thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not some forced doctrine I'm trying to force on them or nothing like that. It's just part of who they are and part of the vernacular that they hear every day
Yeah.
in their household. You know what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
culture and the friends and some of the friends or their uncles or aunts that come over that and we start talking this supreme mathematics stuff and they be like, oh, and they kind of they don't understand it totally, but they understand enough. You know what I'm saying to get what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's dope.
So, I mean, we're almost out of here, but I do want to just kind of connect some dots here from some of the stuff you said. See, like you mentioned regret being something that you feel
For
for
the
how
older.
you parented the your first couple of kids. If you had a conversation with another father in having a similar situation as the one you had, what advice would you give them?
I mean, to each his own. Everybody got their own path. You know what I'm saying? But I would probably say like just man up. I know it's tough. I know it's hard. Your ego, you gotta let all that shit go. I mean, because really, for real, it's all about the kids. You know what I'm saying? And I wish I had known that, or real. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't know it. Know it. You can know something and not truly understand it. You know what I'm saying? And man up and just do what you gotta do to be that father figure in your kid's life, even if you're not with the baby mama, because that's one of the main things that keeps fathers from the when the mom and pop ain't cool no more. Then sometimes the dude's like, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then the kids suffer, you know what I'm saying? So I would say fight through that. fight through that as much as you can and be a father, because I'm telling you, the kids, it's going to benefit the kids in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, seeing, experiencing me not having my father growing up, and me being a father in my kid's life now, and I see it like, damn, feeling it. I can see it and I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was that boy that didn't have the father around. You know what I'm saying? A lot of where I grew up. Well, actually, it was actually a lot more kids in my neighborhood have had their fathers in their house than not. You know what I'm saying? And so you know, what I mean? It was a hard thing. You know what I'm saying? So for my kids, it's like it's just a beautiful thing to be able to be there. And I would tell them, man, just do whatever you got to do, man. I mean, I didn't
Make the
get
time.
that job at
Yeah.
Walmart if
Yeah.
you got to.
Yeah.
Get that job. You know what I'm saying? Get that job at Walmart if you got to, man. I mean, you got to just put your pride aside, because it's more than your pride. And I wish I had told myself this, or had somebody to tell me this my first go around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I would have done things a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was very present in my kid's life, but not as present as I should have been, and not as present as I am now. I mean, now I'm like, it's an everyday 24/7, 365 thing, unless I'm on tour with these kids. You know what I'm saying? But my older kids didn't get that as much because I wasn't with their moms, so we didn't live together. Like I live, like I'm like my kids now. Through my wife, it's like you know what I'm saying. It's a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So I would just tell a father, man, you know what I'm saying? Fight through all that, man. Just man up and do what you gotta do, man. And forget all, even if the mama is, you gotta figure out a way to make peace, because that's important, man. That dynamic, you, her, and the kids is important to them, to their growth and development. And also
Yeah.
our growth and development as human beings. Like she goes, I I've become a better man. I definitely know I've become a better man with my new situation. You know what I'm saying? My kids, the way they look at me, the way they talk to me, I see the progress. I see the development. It's like, damn. Regardless of when I walk out this door, somebody might look at me like, you little, you know what I'm saying? I get, but when I come home, I've done good. I've done good. This is my solace right here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's the
So
difference between sanity and insanity sometimes.
Yeah, for
yeah.
real.
That's
For
dope.
real, man. Hey,
Yo,
like one thing real quick, based on what you were saying, I have a saying. I say, I'm a full time father and part time everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Yo, for real.
we didn't give you an opportunity to talk about the project. So I'd love for you to kind of talk to the people a little bit, tell them a little bit about a Galactic Love Supreme, and kind of why you think they should check it out.
Oh man, Galactic Love Supreme is it's a labor of love between me and my paisans, my cuginos. Yes, yeah. Adrian Reza and Lucas Reza, the coolest
Those are
cats.
good
Some of the
dudes,
coolest
man.
cats. They cool. They're so good, man. I met them like 16. Yeah, I don't know exactly. It was like around 2006-ish, 7-ish. Something. It was a while ago. It was around that time zone. I was on tour in Toronto, Canada, and I hooked up with them through MySpace, and we connected a couple times. And then when I got to Toronto, they was like, "Yo, if you got some time, let's meet up." And we met up in Little Italy section of Toronto, and they had their little lattes and all that. I had my tea, I had my little peppermint tea. You know what I'm saying? And we sat down and chopped it up. And yo, I was like, man, we got to realize that, man, we had so much in common, and they was mad cool. They just down to earth. Song called Amore. And then the song just sat on the table. It just sat there for years and years and years and years, years. And then I think the pandemic came, and whatever happened to it? He said, "Oh, we still got the original files." I said, "Damn, that is so yo, y'all the archivists, like, because most people would have erased that. You know what I'm saying? Put some new joint on there or something. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
they kept it. They sent it to me, and I was like, "Yo, this joint is kind of dope, man. We should revamp it, give it a little life to it, give it some more life and shit, and then and do something else to it." You know what I'm saying? He said, "Yeah, yeah." So we started doing that, and that eventually turned into 4 or 5 songs, 6, 7 songs, and over a course of about 2 years, we finally recorded about 11 joints, and they connected with Chris Atlas over at and Rob Kayafa over at Fat Beats. They felt the album and was like, "Yo, we love this shit. We wanna do something with you." And they put their money where their mouth was. You know what I'm saying? A lot of labels nowadays do not put. I mean, the fact that they put their money where their mouth was to me showed me like, damn, they really feeling this shit. Because most labels ain't gonna do that for you, especially a new up and coming or old artists that some people might think is irrelevant, or you know what I'm saying. I don't have no big time numbers that could demand a record deal, a big record deal, make my and people would understand. He definitely gonna sell a platinum. You know what I'm saying? They don't
Yeah.
know. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I ain't got no name like I ain't got no name that rings bells like that. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they believed in what we was doing was important. It was important to me. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, I'd rather just put it out myself, Bandcamp. You know what I'm saying? Just do it myself and just see where it goes. But they loved it and they wanted to get down. And we had a couple of meetings, talked, and I mean, they wasn't just lip service. They was real about it. And we had a lot of like candid conversations about music and about comic books and about life, and they just was into it. And it inspired us to really get down and really do this. And we finished the album up and sent it to them, and they put it out. And right now, it's doing pretty good. I mean, it's doing pretty good. Streams have been going up, even though we probably ain't gonna see no money from it. But it's good to see the numbers look good. You know what I'm saying? And
So
we selling some vinyl. The vinyl's selling pretty well. We almost sold out in the vinyl, so that's pretty good.
so people should go to Fat Beats to go cop it if they're looking to
Yeah,
cop it.
fatbeats.com, no doubt. And Soul Spasm is helping us push it through the streaming services and stuff like that.
Dope. It's
Shout out to
got
Chris Atlas having some fun out there.
Chris Atlas.
Yeah. He's
Great
a good
dude
brother.
too.
He's a good brother.
the project got a big sound to it too. Like even just from the gate, like the intro, it's like boom, it's like in your face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
Saladin.
not like because sometimes big sound can be like nerve rattling. This joint is
Or
like it's like
overwhelming.
big, but it's like
Yeah.
smooth. You know?
Yeah.
It's a great project, man.
Lucas is incredible. Lucas is a great musician, man. He has a great ideas, a lot of great ideas, and we went back and forth for years with ideas and stuff, and then eventually it morphed into what you hear now. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud of this project. Very proud of it. You know what I'm saying?
Dope, man. Congratulations on it because I know it's
Yeah,
like
man.
giving
Thank
giving
you.
birth every time you put something out
Thank
there.
you, thank you.
So
It's different. It's different, you know, and I like that because I want to. Because in a world, you know, what I'm saying, you gotta stand out some kind of way. You can't, even though I love that hardcore, like that Nori, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, like
yeah,
that
yeah.
CNN, but you can't. Everybody can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain people that's their lane. You know what I'm saying? And if you do it, you sound corny and inauthentic. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be as authentic as possible. And to me, spreading love, you know what I'm saying, in a world full of hatred is to me is my authenticity. You know what I'm saying?
No, it came out dope, man. So congrats
So,
for real.
Yeah.
And listen, and whenever Digable Plans is ready for drink champs, please, the door's open.
that would be dope. That would be
Nah,
dope. I'll tell
let's
the crew. I'll tell the crew and see what's
let's
up.
do it.
Man.
If y'all come into Miami, because we film in Miami, then let me know. A couple weeks in advance, and we'll make it happen.
That would be dope. Salute to Nori. I appreciate that. I feel, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I appreciate y'all having me on this platform. This is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? We need more of this, more platforms where brothers like this can talk about fatherhood. You know what I'm saying? Because things like this helps. You know what I'm saying? When you see that other folks can relate to your struggle, you know what I'm saying? And being a father, you know what I'm saying? And that journey it takes to become the father you want to be. I think more of us will become better fathers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you said, but I'm noticing it though. But brothers is getting the fatherhood game it's getting way better than it ever
Yeah.
Oh
was. You know
yeah,
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I agree.
100%.
Way better.
People used to
Um,
be afraid about saying that they got kids and
Yeah.
they're
yeah, for real, for real. Yeah, for
especially
real.
when you tie it back to hip hop. Like there's
Yeah.
more people like
Yep.
really
And there's
about this shit.
and there's
But
a lot
even
of platforms out there now too.
Yeah.
There's more and more
Yeah.
popping up.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
That's dope.
growing.
That's dope. Enough respect to Fatherhood's podcast. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what
Thank
y'all
you.
do.
appreciate you, bro. All right, man. It was a pleasure. We'll catch up soon. And I hope the numbers get bigger and bigger with the project, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
All right.
Look
Peace.
All
forward
right.
to the next, bro. Appreciate you.
Later.